Okay, there we go. I don't know why, but the Rumble chat wouldn't work, and whenever I directly went into live stream, it it would say something about payment form or something, and when I went to chat, and I couldn't figure it out, so I kept going through menus and stuff, and eventually it fixed itself, I guess. Anyways, I am doing an impromptu. I don't even know how long I have. I probably wasted probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see when I first. Let's see what are you guys up to? Okay, 14:22. That's 2:22, isn't it? And now what is it? 3:30. Dang it. So I lost an hour, and I don't even know how long I'm gonna be able to be on here, but um, that's okay, I think. So I'm gonna try to do at least a half an hour to see if I can finish up what I need to do here. So let me open the should be up in here things to do. Um, okay, R4. Okay. Make sure people are introduced to Halfway Hebert. The fact is only rename all the old pages and then add chapter data. Okay. And then the save button layout tool is something I sometime in the future. So I may not be able to stream tomorrow. So that's why I was trying to do it today. Of course, I wasted an hour trying to figure out why it wasn't letting me chat, and I should have just let it go or whatever. And but anywho, let's just go ahead and we are going to what am I doing? I want to go into let's go to favorites. Let's do it this ways. Uh, rooms. Okay, so so here is my question. Should I um should I name every other page with a T as well? Because I set up these titles here, and um now like you wouldn't have a title for every page anyways. Um, just be a page number or something, or you'd have the pardon me, you'd have the chapter displayed somewhere. So here, let's see. So weird things happening today, but that is okay. It's a new window and let me think for a second. Um, let me see. Um, I guess let's see. Was I using ChatGPT? I don't think I was using Grok for my game. So um, here, game development progress. Okay, how much of this? Oh, okay. Okay. Everything is where it's supposed to be, and it's working fine. It's Sunday, December 7th. So 1941, that would have been 60 years, and this is what, 64 years? Like the Seaforth anniversary of the bombing Pearl Harbor. Uh, wait, oh, 84. What am I thinking? Yeah, yeah, my math was a little off. I keep forgetting. 16 years to 2001. So 80 years to 2021. Okay. Yeah. Uh, okay. Anyways, game is working. I'm still thinking about page titles. I don't strictly need a title, but I've chosen a couple where the split in chapter is. So right now, those pages in chapter 1 have titles. Should I give them title status or just not worry about it? Building narrative adventure titles are little spice packets you can sprinkle. Italian makes and lose the charm, giving each cheerio an individual name. Yep. Okay, so I guess I'll just continue to title the split pages. That is, each chapter is a single page that I split up into two for decision point purposes. So I'll go ahead and give them a title. And a title. There's still an implicit title in the file name, ID. But I don't need to display them. Very meaningful moment. Okay. Chat GPT is so it's so nice, effusive with its praise. Okay. So, I'm going to do the title naming first before I start it up, I think. I think that's how I want to do it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to first I gotta rename these to 001. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to these, and I'm just gonna do a rename on those. 2 with 1, and it should just rename those ones. Right. That being said, I need to I think oh, I have to do that's right. 0, 0, 3 with 0, 1, 0, that. Those. There we go. So these are all part of chapter 1. Oh, that is another hmm. Part of this goes to like the visual grouping. Hmm. Okay, let me see something here. Okay, this goes to visual grouping. Alphabetical means C for chapter is before T dash for title. The rest go alphabetically. What I could use P for page, however, well, C for page. Any other names you can think of for these non-title pages? E, end node, P page, end moment, B, D decision, B variant, R route, X for extra, Z for zone. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like, hmm, I wonder, really, I don't need to, obsess over this, but What if I'm doing C, T, then under there's a way to the second name of them all, John gets his ticket and then just under their particular title. Probably have to include title name. Huh. And use a letter that comes after T. Could be overkill. Yeah, you can absolutely force grouping under each title with file name magic, but it starts drifting into I accidentally invented a new decimal system for my game. Still, there are practical ways to do it, and why it might be overkill, but still doable if you tidy file trees. Your subpages. Force you to repeat the title name for every subpage file name. T2 train ticket. Lightweight version. Hmm. Not repeating the long title. Short, stable, and not title dependent. Visually distinct. Yeah. Yeah, I can do well. Grouping under title each title by alphabetical check works fine. CPP, CP. Let me think. Hmm. Let me think for a second. So I have chapter, and I have title, a title sub chapter you prefer, and then I have the actual pages that come after the particular title. So in reality, I need some prefixes that are the same, show that page is under that particular subtitle. GT hierarchy chapter. Title index, page index. That would probably work. That's right. That would work, actually. These are all the chapter ones, so it doesn't need a number. Title one, here's when it keeps everything in chapter T1, T2 group pages under the correct title, so pages sort properly because, right, if you rename a title the perfect candidate, finding John, only one file name changes. Page ID stays stable even if you rename the title. T1. Okay, yeah. Yep, this is what I want, I think. And after pages, they'll have a page title merely to let me know what each file name is about. You know, 001 T1. And what do I chapter just a second. We're at home 8. This would be Magic Mailbox. Um, just so I can identify the pages. They don't need to be in a particular order since this is part of a tree structure anyway. P1, P2, John's choice. Yep, that's right. Misdirected spell on. Yeah, that'll work. And that way I can look at them at a glance. Of course, the pages themselves don't need to be in a particular order because they're not in a particular order. It's not completely linear. So, okay, so let's do this thing. So rename, and this will actually be fine. This will actually be fine anyways, because it's always going to go to the hyphen because the code says to look past the hyphen, at least just for the door names anyways. Name T2. The silver ticket. Okay. So everything here is going to be under T1 anyways, so let's Hebert goes for help, that's alright. Hebert home 8. So if I rename this, we're going to rename this T1 T1 dash like that. Actually, let's do all of these. Rename. Okay. Uh, 001. Okay, 001, that's fine. Replace it with 1 P1 P underscore P dash, and then I'll add the numbers afterwards. Rename. Okay. Now I have to rename these separately, but it just makes this easier. So this will be page 2. Rename page 3, and they're already in order. Rename page 4. Rename page 5. Rename page 6. And rename page 7. Okay. Now, let's do these ones. Rename 001 underscore. Rename this 001 underscore. These are still part of Title 1. Nothing's going to be after Title 2 in most of these because they're not linked per se. In other words, that's the end of the chapter. Title 2 is the end of the chapter. So 001 P1 P dash name close. Now P7. That's weird that it put it after though. It didn't put it before. I guess because the dash is the next character, maybe? Maybe that's it. Rename this to page 8. Rename this to page 9. Rename this to page 10. Rename to page 11. Rename to page 12. See, and now these are all in order. Chapter 1. Hebrew goes for help. 1 subtitle 1 part 1. Chapter 1 part 1. A perfect candidate. Page 1, and then it goes from page 1 to page 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's only the first part of it. Okay. So the next thing will actually be renaming these with a more appropriate name. And I'll do that. We'll modify the chapter. We'll modify the we'll create the name based on the ID, based on the text. Okay. So, thanks all three of you that are actually watching. All right, so T1, a perfect candidate. I wonder if I wonder something. Yeah, we still have a little issue here, and that is Title 2, Title 1, Title 2. And that is I want Title 1 to sit on top of, so I guess I could just name it P0, couldn't I? Subtitle page name should probably have a P0 so that it will display above the rest of the pages display in order. All right, we'll do that. So let's go ahead and rename this to transfer P0. That. Okay. And then T2, we'll rename that. Actually, escape. Let's do that with the rest of these T. Yeah. We'll do whoops. We'll actually do that with the rest of these T deals. Actually, let's rename this to P0 like that. And then all these title ones, let's rename those. T. Sound like Dad's waking up or woke up, so I might have to go back in there. It is 4 something, so. But let's just go ahead and finish this up here. Underscore T dash. Rename that to underscore T1 T0 dash. Rename. There we go. T1PO. Okay. Now it's starting to look kind of weird and, you know, kind of annoying, but that'll probably work. The totem of leadership. Okay. All right. Let's go to a perfect candidate. Actually, let's go to here it goes for help. And let's go ahead and go to a perfect candidate. That's perfectly fine. But we're going to go to T1 P0. T1 page 0. Okay. That'll work for that. And we're gonna do the same thing here. T1 page 1, title 1 page 1, 001 T1 page 1 dash. Right? T1 page 1 dash, right? T1 page 0 dash, T1 page 1 dash. Okay, that works. Let's pull one of these up. And let's see for a second. Boop, 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 boop. Time no see, time for you and me. Okay, T1. Oops, 1 dash. Okay, but we're not going to call this. Um, oh, a perfect candidate. Hubert goes for help. One. Goes for help. Okay, that's the title. The actual subtitle. The magic mailbox. So we're gonna call this magic mailbox. The magic mailbox. Okay. Okay, so these are both gonna be ones. And then they're both gonna be T1 page 2, right? Oh, I have to figure. I have to find out which is which. Think for a moment. Save that. Before I do that, go ahead here and pull text editor. Okay, so maybe I should do a copy of the first part of it. And just make sure everything is kind of up to date for each of those. We'll start with ID. And we'll go to this one. And these are all in chapter 1, so that they're all going to be 001. So let's control find 0, control H, replace 002 with 001. Replace. Place. Let's do the underscores just so that the underscores is part of the search, so just so that I know what I'm doing next here. So, okay, so let's replace all. Replace all. Okay. Replace all. Replace all. I see. None of these actually do that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's replace 003 now. Okay. There was nothing in there. Okay. So now if I'm right, each one should only be to 001. Should be not 003 or 002, just 001. Because they're all 001s. They're all chapter ones. Okay. Alright. What's next? What's next? Okay. Control C. Okay, so let's find 001 underscore replace with that. Um, right. Replace all. Replace all. Replace all. Whoa, wait a second. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. T1, P1, that's alright. No. So replace all of these ones. Page 1. Okay. Oh, I see what I did there. Let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, this is the first one. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and save these. Control S. Okay. So what we should have here now is, regardless of the actual name, like this is Hewart 9, Hewart 10, Hewart Home 9, Hewart Home 10. They're fine because I haven't changed their names yet. This is... Okay, so these are all going to be T1, P1, right? Okay, let's go back to the first one. Okay. T1, P1. Okay. Page 2. Find place with... No. Actually, that doesn't matter. Uh, oh, that's right. Eh, this is kind of gonna take a long time here. Kind of tedious and stuff because of how I have to rename these. Okay, so we're on page 2, so let's just call this page 2. And what's next is, we'll call this page 3. Call this page 4. Okay. This one is page 7. Page 8. Right? Page 8? Okay. This one's going to be page 9. This one will be page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Now we're back to 8. Okay. Now we're just going to... Here. I'm going to do this a little different. New chapter. We're going to Control H. Chapter, new chapter. And then we are going to go ahead and copy this. And we're going to put that, replace that with paste. Okay. So place. I have to do it twice. Chapter. Next. Replace. There we go. Okay. That means Alice should say type 1, here it goes for help. Okay. Alright. What do I do next? Annoying. And I have to also think about this when I do it next. And I also have to think of where these go next. Okay. Alright, so let's see what page 2 is. Okay, so we're gonna do this inside and in here we're gonna say inside 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 the wrapper. Oh, inside the wrapper. Okay. Okay, so the next one is okay. Bookcase, crystal ball, push on hat magic. We'll just call this one hat magic. Let's call it spell it like this, hat magic. Underscore. We'll call this hat magic. Okay. The next one we'll say Grabs his hat, says a few magic words, ticket disappears, he's looking at the crystal. John. Only half a ticket. Alright. We'll call this only half a ticket. And we'll call it title. Only half a ticket. Only half a ticket. Half. Okay. Okay. Clone Conjure. Let me think of a should I call it Clone Conjure or should I call it Silverless? Quick Silverless. And that's just one word. That's good. Quick Silverless. Okay. What's next? Wait a second. Oh, why do I have two of the same? What's wrong here? Hmm. Hebert Home 12 and Hebert Home 13, right? Um, Hebert Home 12 and 13. Oh, shoot. All right, fine. Hebert Home 12 and 13. Okay. Ah, interesting. After running to the crystal, I noticed that John has a ticket. Something's off. Cleared. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that I had two pages, two identical pages. Let's go ahead and let's go to favorites. And I'm gonna have to get off here in just a second. So, let's go ahead and run this. Let's go ahead and run older. And let's check out 12 and 13. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. It might be one of those deals of the order thing. Oh, I didn't think about it. That might be totally what it is. Okay. So there's not an actual error. Okay, 12 and 13 are the same. I see. Okay, that's not a problem. They're practically the same. Uh, I could probably use the same thing because I'm use the same file name, right? Okay. So I call this Quicksilverless, page 5. Uh, should I call this the same or different? Because the file names are already unique, but why don't I go ahead and call it the same thing? Because it's P5 and P6. It's not gonna matter that much. Okay, so I'll also call this Quicksilverless. And I'll also call this Quicksilverless. Okay. And that's perfectly fine. That perfectly works fine. Control tab. Placing Quicksilver ticket on his desk, grabs his hat, then says a few magic words. The kid disappears and looking in the crystal ball. Sees John putting his favorite candy bar. Does the same thing. This time, ticket's partially visible inside the candy wrapper. And if I look on this, 14, 11 and 14 are the same. So let's go to 11. Only half the ticket. C. And let's go ahead and okay, and we're gonna do the same thing here. And here we're doing the same thing here. Only half ticket. Yeah, ticket like so. And that's okay too, because those four, right? 11, 12, and 13, and 14. Right? So P4 and P7 are the same. Okay. It's alright. Control tab. Let me see if I can finish renaming these. I'll rename the files afterwards. Working at the library, John's putting books back on the shelves. When he notices a book that's been falling on the floor, he picks up jumping books. Or should I say unicorn slang language? Okay. Jumping books. Mexican jumping books. I don't know if that's what if I should put that? Okay. For lack of a better title. Jumping books. Jumping books and jumping books. Um, we'll call this not a fairy tale. Not a fairy tale. Or fairy stories, as you guys may say in the UK. Not a fairy tale. Not a fairy tale. Okay. Never heard of it. They never heard of it. Okay. Pick the P's and Muse, returns to work. Okay, so I can do a couple of things. Amusing books, returns to work. Okay, we'll call this the eventful day. Here, let's do like this. The eventful day. Okay, and then we go to the next. Flips a little slower. Up with the wrapper, you know, this is part of it, flips it over. Um, um, wonky bar, the wonky bar. Wonky. I think I had it with an E at one point, but it doesn't look right. The wonky bar. Okay. And I think that's it, right? Page 1, magic mailbox. Um, these are the okay. So this is kind of interesting. I could name them the same, like I did the quick serverless ones, but this is a little bit different. It's the same thing though. So I don't know. I guess I can change it later. Wonky bar. Let's see something here. Over here. Uh, okay, let's just go ahead and do this early. 3 and 4. Let's actually call this the wonky bar also. Is this what it is? I mean, I could name both the uneventful, eventful day or whatever, but we'll do this because they're, like I said, they're similar. All right. These have like 4 different things. This one he takes it in his cart. This one he takes it back to the reference desk. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I guess that about does it for today. And thanks for bearing with me, you guys. You few that are in here. Um, I probably won't be seeing you. Oh, sorry, Evan Rosman. I didn't see you there because I didn't have the chat up like usual. But here, let's just type in the chat room. Sorry, I didn't see you in the chat there. Anyways, this was my bonus stream for today because I may not get to do it tomorrow. Really depends. But I still have more stuff to do because I not only do I have now that I've added all the information in here, I have to actually physically rename the files, and then I have to rematch up the doors to the correct thing, so that they work in the editor. So, but anyways, yeah. So it looks like everything's good. Okay, thanks. Gotta go. Okay, so I guess I'll see you either on Tuesday or if I can get on sometime before Tuesday, I will. And yeah, so see you later, and thanks for watching. And maybe we'll get to finishing chapter 1 here the next time, whichever the next one is. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bonus stream for Sunday, December 7th, 2025. I'll see you later.